Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, let's get into this one. So Khalyla Kuhn gets caught and she exposes herself on the podcast, on air, via video, visual and audio, and her trying to finesse and manipulate Bobby. Let's get it.
The comment I'd like to give you is that you laugh at me, and that's a nice.
Thank you.
That's a really.
And that's all I want, really, from you.
Yeah.
Hey, that's one of the signs of narcissism too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were.
we're like, I've been Googling narcissism all day.
Yeah.
All right, so what she does here is try to convince Bobby Lee that he's a narcissist. And she uses, or you know what? Y'all witness this for yourself. Let's get into this. You know what? Fuck it. Full screen it. I'm out.
And I think I might be.
I've
been denial. I'm going to show
I don't
you.
think you are. I don't think you
Or
are.
I'm going to show you a questionnaire, and let's just. You want to go through it, or
I can
what?
tell you, I've known you forever. I don't think you're a narcissist. I don't.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you're the opposite. I think that you are. You might be self-destructive, and you may have low self-esteem, all the good things that a comic needs.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you're a narcissist at all. In fact, and I'll tell you, you always go out of your way to try to empower other people.
Well,
you
see,
do it all the
that's
time.
what I always thought about myself.
I
but
know.
yeah, I've always thought that about
That's a
myself.
fact.
But she disagrees with you.
I not only do I disagree,
Yeah.
I think you are the prototype for narcissism. Like you are the exact. If you just read the book, Bobby, your phone's ringing.
Why is my Steve's girlfriend calling me?
Because your thing is attached to her.
Yeah,
You
but
guys
I don't want.
share the
I don't want to
same-
fucking. But here's the questions. All right, let me go to the questions. All right. The first one is, you like to be the center of attention.
That just means you're a performer.
That's what I'm saying.
That just means you're a fucking comic, and you love the sensation of. You happen to have a skill set that's very rare, which is you can make people double over in laughter. Okay,
Right, so
you're
let
really
me-
good at it.
Can I make a point?
Yeah.
Narcissists are very good in their work field. They're charming. They're well liked from a distance, but they're very difficult to live with.
That's okay, but that's not the way to define a narcissist. A narcissist is the hero or the victim of every story he tells. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here. Shames or humiliates those who disagree with him, and often goes on the attack when hurt or frustrated, exploding with rage.
I mean, this is.
No, I'm just protecting my.
How about throwing tantrums or even breaking laws with minimal consequences? Lies or distorts the truth for personal gain, blames others or makes excuses.
Yeah,
for his
I'll tell you what. As my job as a comedian.
Yeah.
talk about our favorites, maybe our not so favorites.
But by doing so, let's not
Yeah.
hurt anyone's feelings.
No. Yeah, that's right.
Who is your least favorite?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, if we were gonna go there, Brian Callen was my least favorite.
Wow, that was heavy and real.
Look at her face.
Bri.
No, I mean he's funny.
He's great.
I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
a few hardy har-hars with
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
funny, but
Yeah.
but
You know what? Like they.
Why? Let her explain.
Go
Look
ahead.
at her.
it's. I thought you were a narcissist, but he takes it to a different level, and and
Yeah.
I
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Now, Bobby is a goddamn idiot. Why? We're about to see in the next video we're about to react to. But this low-level manipulation, she was trying to make him see himself as a narcissist so he would see the qualities that made him a good comedian and dim those down. So why would he do that? To dim his shine so she would get more attention, to brighten her shine? Because what type of weird, jealous type of bullshit is that? I don't understand it. But this is toxic manipulation. She basically outlined and described herself and tried to put that shit on Bobby. As Brian Callen fully outlined, like, these are great qualities and qualities you need to have to be a successful comedian. And the thing about Khalyla is her low-level manipulation gets caught on camera all the time because she does it via podcast. It's not like she's just doing all this shit in her personal life, which she probably is, stacking that on top of it. But when you do this shit on air and you have motherfuckers that can dissect it and break it down and pull up the receipts, it ain't gonna look too good for you. Now, there's some more damning evidence when it comes to Bobby and Khalyla. This thing or this clip we're about to get into is about 3 weeks old now, but guess what? Nothing has changed. If you watch the most recent episode or you watch the episode from 3 weeks ago, nothing has changed from what we're about to hear in this clip. And this is why I say Bobby's going out sad and Bobby's pathetic. And a lot of this shit seems like a PR stunt to make both of them look good while they're continuing the same old toxic bullshit. Let's get into this.
Now,
She would have to be very patient about the fact that we do slip up. We do.
Hold on, y'all.
now,
She would have to be very patient about the fact that we do slip up. We do still kiss on the lips. You still call me babe. We do watch the.
now,
She would have to be very patient about the fact that we do slip up. We do still kiss on the lips. You still call me babe. We do watch the boys together every night.
Okay.
Like we still sleep on the same bed. Like
Yeah, I
that's
would just
a
say,
hard
but
thing
in a world eventually when you move out,
yeah.
right, and you have your own place, still, I think that would be a thing where.
Guess what? Eventually has yet to come.
I'm pissed off. Get it together. Y'all look like trash.
I would have to go. It's like if I'm on a date with a girl, I have to go. Just FYI, my ex-girlfriend is my best friend, and we do a podcast together.
I
And
think they probably know.
Oh, my zipper. Thanks, George.
Single,
fuck are you-
easy, Tiger. Should we call this?
when you found out that we had broken up, what did you feel?
Relief. No. I mean, look, I was thinking about it because I was like catching up on everything yesterday, and I'm sad. I mean, I'm sad because I know how sad y'all are, and I think for me, I have it's heartbreak. I mean, it's like getting an animal that you know is going to die at some point.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that like
They're not gonna die.
there you go.
We're gonna-
There's no way around it. It's like no one gets out alive. And I think that when you know someone is going through something that you've either gone through or it's just like there's no way out but through unless you want to anesthetize yourself and do,
Yeah.
there's no way, you know what it is? And there's nothing anyone can do to take your pain. That's what's the most frustrating.
Yeah.
When people that you love are in some kind of pain, in a fraught situation where the only thing they can do is feel it and then heal it. And like with an animal dying or that, there's nothing you can do. Whereas if you were like, we got our podcast pulled down from YouTube, you here's why it's going to be good. Here's why it's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Work stuff. Here's why you just dodged a bullet. You know what I mean? You didn't get to work with Alec Baldwin. But when I heard you guys like talk about it, it was, my personal point of view as someone who my best friend and sort of business partner is an ex of mine that I dated when I was much younger. And he's like very much like my soulmate, my brother. And I believe that there is a type of intimacy that I crave more than anything, which is, someone that you've been in a romantic relationship with and now your family. That to me is the most life affirming, the most proud relationship.
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
Now, this is the same thing Bobby's doing with Khalyla, and you have someone like her to reinforce and reaffirm their bad decision making by doubling down and saying, look, I have something that's akin to what your situation is, except we've been doing it for 15 more additional years. It's like, no, what are we doing here? You're talking them into a bad relationship. You still want the boyfriend experience or girlfriend experience.
What?
I have and the most intimacy I have. So I'm happy that you guys like have that.
Yeah.
Like that in the way that you guys all you articulated it.
And also because it didn't happen overnight, right? This has been on the table for an entire year. Do we stay together? Do we not? So it isn't. I think that
Let's keep it a stack. When the public started finding out about all the open relationship shit and all these videos came out exposing them, and then the side dude shit came out, and then Bobby started looking like a weak cuck, and she started looking like she belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
They've been trying to fix their image via these PR moves, and nothing seems authentic. It all seems like bullshit. You're still living together. You're still holding hands. You're still kissing. Everything seems the same except you remove the title for the public to remove the public scrutiny and judgment. She still lives there. Her niece is still employed at another podcast of theirs. At this point,
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Able to talk about it objectively now because we didn't have one giant fight and then say fuck off. You know, it's been
And it's
something
also
a
like
slow burn kind
But
of.
it also was like 10 years is such a giant success.
And Helena Bonham Carter said it when her and Tim Burton broke up. She's just because it ended doesn't mean it wasn't a success.
Yes, and half of her family died in a plane crash.
Oh my God.
Think about that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thanks, Wayne.
So she was definitely on purpose
What
when
the
she said
fuck?
that.
What was that?
Did you know that?
Yeah, I know,
No.
but what does one have anything to do with the other, man?
Because, dude, how many people do you know? There's something fascinating to it when you really start like doing the math on how many entertainers have had like really horrendous shit happen to them.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time I was like, Stephen Colbert was on the Daily Show or something, and I remember being like, look at this guy,
Yeah.
nicest guy, doesn't have any trauma. You
Yeah.
don't have to be traumatized to be a comedian. The funniest, and someone's like, you know that.
What, his parents, yeah?
Yeah, like 3 of his family members just like died in a plane crash when he was 10. I'm like,
Oh,
got it.
shit, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that I could not think of a more elegant way that y'all have ostensibly navigated this in such a mature way. And I think that like, you know, and not to bring up, so I made a movie.
We don't care. Let me tell you. We don't care.
I think that I'm
Your career.
competitive.
Your career.
So competitive, sweetie.
Your career.
What do you mean, my career?
Your career. You're not. I'm just trying to be the best.
No, dude, you are misunderstanding, my friend, right? My whole thing is like, you know, I want to do the best I can, right? And I'll get what I get, right? I just wonder why other people get something I can't get.
Can I just say something? Fly on the wall.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm very into this new Bobby Lee. It is, I don't know.
What new Bobby Lee?
I
What the fuck are
literally-
you talking about,
I
man?
literally-
Could you tell us, like, compare two differences?
I mean, look, we've fucked around and we found out Bobby Lee got self-esteem, and this is what happened. I hadn't listened to the podcast. So I literally know Bobby is someone that is like, you know, we are very open about our insecurities and low self. I turned on the podcast and I was just like skipping around, and it's like, I'm Bobby Lee, motherfucker. Like you said it a couple times, you're like, I'm Bobby Lee. I'm Bobby Lee. And I was
Yeah.
like, that is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like you
Therapized
have
Bobby.
broken through something. I don't. Maybe in the last year. Maybe it was the pandemic. Maybe it was what happened with all that drama. But you're in a. I just feel that you have arrived to another level.
and what she's describing is what I was talking about with the PR stunt and the PR move. They're trying to reestablish the brand, and Bobby's trying to reestablish himself as a man that's not taking the bullshit. So that whole cuck shit that he didn't want put on him, that she finessed on him, he's trying to remove that label. But they're trying to do it in the most safe way possible because they're technically still together. They're trying to act like they're not. They're removing the public scrutiny, the shame from all the situations, so it gives them a better outlook. But really and truly, we know what's going on here. Nothing has really changed. And if y'all got here late, y'all need to rewind to the very beginning where we show where Khalyla actually exposes herself for being manipulative and trying to put the narcissist label on Bobby. Let's get into the rest of this react. Well, there's a lot here. What the fuck?
Of understanding of your worth, and I think it's awesome.
I would have to agree.
Well, because you react to things that aren't real. You know what I mean?
Or maybe you did that show with the fucking Ace, and we're like, if you call yourself not funny, you're calling your fans dumb. You know what I mean?
No, it's like this. It's like, you know, I can't walk around, right, going, I'm a piece of shit. I can't get nothing, you know, and all that whole fucking thing, right? And then I'm like, you know, doing a scene with Sarah Jessica Parker in New York, and then she's like wanting to know who I am and all that stuff. And in my head, it's like my inner voice isn't matching what the reality is, right? So it's like I'm just trying to match my reality with, you know, with my voice.
Like to say that you're not successful, that's like on some QAnon shit. It's
Yeah, it's
delusional.
It's delusional. It's insane.
And everyone is just like, Okay, so wait,
And you're right in many
lie
ways
about
because
the
I used
credits?
to. Yeah, I used to do that. Even this is the thing that bothered you about me is that like after I would do well on stage, I would go, I bombed, right? And it was just the same way of trying to like but it didn't. That didn't even make any sense when you would bring it up like that. I'm tired because one day you pulled me aside and said, "Stop! I can't do this anymore."
Well, it was before
it's
you
tiring.
went on. But I think sometimes when you have a maladaptive behavior that works really well for you, either like you're minimizing yourself, making yourself small, and walking on eggshells around narcissists, or borderlines, like that maybe worked really well to shrink yourself or be like, I'm a piece of shit, I'm ugly. That I did that same shit. It worked for me because it made the narcissists in my life not feel threatened by me, and it made me feel safe. So when I would see before you went on stage, you're like, I'm gonna bomb, and I'm like, maybe this was like a tool he developed so that other comedians wouldn't be threatened by.
You hear that? Do you hear the way she describes his behavior? A tool he developed so other comedians will not feel afraid by him by being the opposite of narcissistic. So he'll be cool around the narcissists. He's not going to step on their ego all the time. That's the type of personality that Whitney Cummings was describing being around Bobby. But the personality traits that Khalyla tried to put on Bobby, if y'all weren't there at the beginning of the live stream, bear witness to this. One more time, y'all, so everyone has clarity, because a lot of y'all were late in here getting in here.
The comment I'd like to give you is that you laugh at me, and that's a nice.
Thank you.
That's a really.
And that's all I want, really, from you.
Yeah.
Hey, that's one of the signs of narcissism too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were.
we're like, I've been Googling narcissism all day.
Yeah.
And I think
been
I might
in denial.
be one. I've been
about his
denial. I'm going to
I
show
don't
you.
think you are. I don't think you
All
are.
right, well, I'm going to show you a questionnaire, and let's just. You want to
No.
go through it, or
I can
what?
tell you, I've known you forever. I don't think you're a narcissist. I don't.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you're the opposite. I think that you may be self-destructive and you may have low self-esteem, all the good things that a comic needs.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you're a narcissist at all. In fact, and I'll tell you, you always go out of your way to try to empower other people.
Well,
You
see,
do it all the
that's
time.
what I always thought about myself.
I
but
know.
yeah, I've always thought that about
That's a
myself.
fact.
But she disagrees with you.
I not only do I disagree,
Yeah.
I think you are the prototype for narcissism. Like you are the exact. If you just read the book, Bobby, your phone's ringing.
Why is my Steve's girlfriend calling me?
Because your thing is attached to her.
Yeah,
You
but
guys share the
I don't want to
same-
fucking. But here's the questions. All right, let me go to the questions. All right, the first one is, you like to be the center of attention.
That just means you're a performer.
That's what I'm saying.
That just means you're a fucking comic, and you love the sensation of you happen to have a skill set that's very rare, which is you can make people double over in laughter. Okay,
Right, so
you're
Let
really
me-
good at it.
Can I make a point?
Yeah.
Narcissists are very good in their work field. They're charming. They're well liked from a distance, but they're very difficult to live with.
That's okay, but that's not the way to define a narcissist. A narcissist is the hero or the victim of every story he tells. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here. Shames or humiliates those who disagree with him, and often goes on the attack when hurt or frustrated, exploding.
I hope everybody's making a note to everything that dings on the screen and all those points that ding on the screen, because those are all things that describe her well, and we'll see later on why.
With rage.
I mean, this is
I'm just protecting my.
How about
describe
throwing
her
tantrums
well.
or even breaking laws with minimal consequences?
Sounds like you.
Lies or distorts the truth for personal gain, blames others or makes excuses.
Yeah,
for his
I'll tell you what. As my job as a comedian.
Yeah.
talk about our favorites, maybe our not so favorites.
But by doing so, let's not
Yeah.
hurt anyone's feelings.
No. Yeah, that's right.
Who is your least favorite?
Scheming.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, if we were gonna go there, Brian Callen was my least favorite.
Why?
Now, why was Brian Callen her least favorite? Whoops, wrong screen. My bad, y'all. Brian Callen was her least favorite. That was Khalyla's sister on the screen, because Brian Callen got in the way of the finesse. Brian Callen sat there and was like, nope, stop the cap. This is some bullshit. Brian Callen was sitting there listening to her explanation, and he was like, hold on.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That doesn't sound right. You're trying to put a negative label on him, a word with an obvious negative connotation, so he feels less of himself, to diminish himself as a comedian. Anybody that's an entertainer, has high aspirations to be a quote unquote high value man, any of these type of things, you can't have women like Khalyla around you because they'll try to break you down to make themselves feel bigger and better. It is ridiculous. It's toxic bullshit. Let's get back into it.
That was heavy and real. Who is your least favorite?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, if we were gonna go there, Brian Callen was my least favorite.
Wow, that was heavy and real. Bri.
No, I mean, he's funny.
He's
I
great.
I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
a
yeah.
few hardy har-hars with him.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
funny, but
Yeah.
but
You know what? Like they.
Why? Let her explain.
Go ahead.
I thought you were a narcissist, but he takes it to a different level, and and
Yeah.
I
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Now, notice, not at one single point did she substantiate her claims of calling him a narcissist. She didn't give any examples to why he fits the mold or fits the description of a narcissist. She just said, oh, I thought Bobby was one, but no, it turns out he's one. Why? Because he sees things clearly? Why? Because the finesse didn't work on him and he exposed you live on air? Made Khalyla look foolish for trying to put that label on him? And then Bobby's pathetic ass, this little weak ass simp ass nigga, still living with this girl and still kissing her, holding hands, doing the most. He did it all for the image.
We do slip up. We do still kiss on the lips. You still call me babe. We do watch The Boys together every night. Like we still sleep on the same bed. Like
Yeah,
that's
just
a hard
but
thing
in a world eventually when you move out,
yeah.
right, and you have your own place, still I think
At this point,
I gotta get security. I want this man out of my sight right here. Get him out of here. He's got no place in here. Get rid of him. Okay.
Bobby, you just lying to the public. You lying to your fans. Y'all ain't going nowhere. I don't even know why this reaction is so long. What is this filled of? This is filled with shit that makes him look worse. The fact that he's still fully wrapped up in this relationship, fully immersed.
you like that, Tony. I like it, dude. I like it.
Pretty good, though. Yeah.
I think
What?
that's like I think that we're
Pause,
the
huh?
first culture that's like that book Committed by Elizabeth Gilbert. She wrote Eat, Pray, Love, which I didn't really get. It felt, but this was about how in every culture, like what marriage means, what relationships, and we're like the.
Yo, first of all, if you're taking relationship advice or any type of perspective from Whitney Cummings, just jump. Just find the largest skyscraper in your city and just jump.
Like we're the only culture, America, like this sort of Western civilization, we're the only ones that involve love at all. For everyone else, it's a business thing. It's about like
Financial
land, and I need someone to be able to watch my kids,
Yeah.
and I can't
Yeah.
afford to move out. Like it's such a no one expects to be like in love all the time. We're the only people that are like every day I need to have butterflies. It's like for most people it's just like a business,
Right.
And I talk to friends of mine that don't do what we do for a living, and they're in these marriages that are miserable, and I'm like, why don't you leave? And they're like, I can't afford to. Like, where would I'd have to like call the phone company and separate the bill, like it's just it's too entrenched, like
Yeah.
we can't, so
Well, why didn't it work out with Nick?
well, I was a kid. I mean, I was young. I was not yet like integrated or realized as a person. I was codependent, unrecovered Al-Anon, and very much addicted to adrenaline and having to chase someone and force someone to
We don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
All right, y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm going to have to cut this stream short. We shall continue this later. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And most importantly, make sure you hit that notification bell. I know a number of y'all fuck with these streams heavily, but y'all don't really see the streams. So hit the notification bell. Hit all. We're going to be right back at it with a lot more. We out. Yeah.